Hello and welcome. This is GameNat speaking. What I'm about to show are some clips from a stream I did the other day showing off sort of the bases that I've built in the first Subnautica game. I wanted to kind of put something out before Subnautica 2 comes out so that I could showcase a couple of the larger creations I have. So we're opening up here with a shot of me looking at the Aurora and a base I built on top of it called the Aurora. It's lit by sea moths. I have a couple sea moth beacons just kind of pointing out above the sea level in the game. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoy. So we will see the Oriole. We will see Sky Castle, which I will show you right behind me here. And then my main base here, I just used the life pod, the life pod marker for. I don't have a name for it, I guess. But the Sky Castle's back here. If I turn off the markers again, you'll be able to see what that looks like. The Sky Castle you can't really see as well from far away. It's just got, Sky Castle has a platform kind of like jumping challenge between the two mountains. You can't really see much else from far away besides that. But that's what it is that we're seeing way over there. And the Oriole, I don't have many better pictures of. I tried to take a better picture for the thumbnail for the stream. This is a nighttime. This is kind of like twilight. And then the sick eclipse picture. But yeah, those are all just of that from far away, obviously. But that's got a sort of compass. You can see that it points in the cardinal directions. And I mean, yeah, check it out if you want to see how I did that up close, because I'm going to be going to that. But first off, I'm going to be showing off my my main base here. And I think the best way to do that is just to jump right into it. In a quite literal fashion, I have a little diving board set up over here, sort of like a light that I can jump off of and try to get between right in the center. Oh, I missed it. We're hurting already. All right, so my main base here, normally I have my Cyclops out front, so it's got a little bit of a fuller look underwater when the Cyclops is actually here. And I also have a picture of that in the PDA. I have pictures of everything in the PDA. I just really like taking pictures of all this stuff. So here it is with the Cyclops at night. And then here's one at day, in the daytime. But yeah. So this is my little hub. And this is all just the underwater view. And then if you look above the water, there's a lot more to it that you can't see because it won't render in with me being too far away. This is my little zone. We'll get inside of it and get a better view there. The first room I built was right here, directly under where my life pod was. So the first room that I ever entered was through this little hatch right here. And of course that's why I have everything here. This is like the little base parts. I tried to make it look like a little base with the hatch popping out of the side, and then you go into the rooms, you know? That's cute. Little emoji type thing. This is my jerky. It's got all my my saltfish. All these things are kind of obvious, I guess. My storage setup here. I'm playing on Nintendo Switch, so the frame rate's kind of garbage. I haven't really touched this file in a while. I guess we could tell by like the last screenshot I took. Yeah, so June of last year was the last time I took a screenshot. And that's from the view of the Sky Castle. Anyway, back to the base. We have a jelly ray that got stuck under the floor here because I don't know if you noticed I released a bunch outside. They'll just kind of be freely, yeah, off in the distance there. They swim around freely here because I like their creepy sounds. This one doesn't make sound anymore, but I don't know if he's dead either. But he's been here the whole time, dude. He's my guy. I haven't given him a name yet. He's just part of the stairs. He's part of the structure. It's like Davy Jones, part of the ship, part of the crew, you know? And yeah, there's some of the siblings in the distance. I could see him a second ago. Just going to the observatory, maybe we could see him. Yeah. I love that little sound clip anytime you get into the observatory. Oh yeah, I forgot. We are playing in survival. Anyway, so we got the first couple rooms down. Down this way, I have a duffel bag room towards my radar. And my radar always does this. When I show up, I don't know if anyone has this issue, but I'm glad I could show it off. This is like just textures. These are textures. Like this is the outside of a camera, I think. That's the suit. If there's another spot you can stand in for the suit to get the hands and everything. But it's dependent on where you're standing that you'll see just textures. It doesn't do it until I like open it up once. And then once I open it up, it'll actually show what my camera's looking at. It's 1,300 meters away. Good luck. So, that's probably why it was glitching out. My camera's 1,300 meters away. All right, good to know. Anyway, this is my radar. I've got it, I think, maxed out for distance so that I could see the teeth, so that I could get more of that enameled glass. Down this way, we have a little bit more storage and another entryway. And I would say this is like the front. And then the back entry is the one back here. And then the backside has like a silo where I've got a little fish farm going of crab squids. Just whenever we want to take over the world with pet crab squids. Got the blood kelp growing here because we have blood kelp at home. Why would we go to the blood kelp zone? Horrifying there. Way better here. Before I knew that base building was a thing in the game, I hadn't quite figured out the system yet, and then by the time I got the blueprint, I was pretty attached to my little lunchbox containers, you know? But I had one floating before I built the moon pool, and it's still inside of the moon pool. It's like a little toolbox floating over there. I think it's literally labeled toolbox. Yeah, I'll get there. But yeah, it's just got a little repair gun. There's sea moth parked in the bay right now. Anyway, back inside the base so I can eat, because the final room back here is, of course, where I get my melons and a couple different fun little fish. Just some cool guys. And then back here we have the natural selection poster. Just having hollow baubles on a hollow shelf, like, come on. You can still use them. I don't know if anyone really knew that. You can use the hollow baubles. What an icon. That's it for the bottom floor.
Vital signs stabilizing.
I bet. I don't know the last time I fed this man. So that's the bottom floor. That's what you see when you're underwater. Everything else that I'm going to show off is all the structural stuff that you'll see above the water. So above the water, we have the rest of this whole structure. And those rings there are just for decoration. Those aren't actually rooms that I can go into. I'm sure I've put hatches on them. But I don't think there's a reason to go in there. There's nothing there. They're just to make it beautified. So this is the first floor above water. That was like basement 1. This is floor 1. This is kind of like the foyer. This is the waiting area. Just have some nice planters growing. And then the next floor up is mostly like where I have my habitation and all that. Some extra storage. Just different from what's in the ground floor. My old suit. The radiation suit. And the ultra glide fins because I like the charge fins. I guess I'm sleeping. I accidentally hit the bed. But it doesn't matter what time I show the stuff off at. I think it looks good either way. Have the little shelf with the car because it's about the only thing that actually fits on the shelf, and even then, kind of hangs off. I'm so excited for new base parts and just like more options. This is the so that was obviously like the bedroom. This is the little rec room, the little eating area. Come and get your little chips and coffee. Sit down next to the calm sign. Hopefully don't have to use the unstuck button. You just get like a nice shot of just the new the new land I built outside. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go show that off now. I built like a field outside. Alright, anything holographic that you see floating was built before the update, the bigger and better update, I think it was called, that really changed like the base building and added the large rooms and all that. These floating platforms, you were able to just put hollows on top of other things and then delete those other things. But they took that away when they put out bigger and better. But I still have like a remnant of the old times. And I mean, these are like so perfectly placed. I was cooking, dude, back in the day with my Subnautica building. And same here, this is an entire little piece of land that I built. It's like a little island away from island, you know? Where you can come and gather. I think this is most of the plants above ground. And then in my gardens down there, I have most of the plants below ground. But like, if you look at this thing from a distance, man, it really looks like it's full. Except for the one hole. I purposely put like a little diving hole in the center over there. Because I like to try to dive from all the way up there on top of that light. And then I don't know if I can actually hit it. I did put stuff inside of the structure holding up the plants. But yeah, I'll try to jump over to it. See if I can actually get inside. Yes.
Welcome
This
aboard,
is
Captain.
this is such a room. Just extra titanium. This is how you keep your physical titanium, folks. Keep it in chairs. Put it in storage in the back. Liquidate your piss into chairs right now. Alright. So that's the garden floor. That's my like exterior little walking area. Oh, and behind here, I forgot about this, where I put my radio. Just a creepy little spot. Just sit here and listen to the radio back when it was useful. And then between the crack, you can see the keep calm poster. Oh, yeah. And then up floor 3 is the top floor. And this is kind of like a little gallery. I think I have some things cataloged in here. Just like extra plants and seeds and a lot of the things from around the world that you can use. Eggs, apparently. And I'm sure a lot of it's what's planted here. I don't know if I have everything. I don't think in those few shelves I could possibly have everything, but... Oh, and there's some around the corner too. Just some more. But yeah, so I have a couple aquariums set up. This one's like... little blood and jelly aquarium. Over here we have the Reginald and the ghost weed and some papers. Some of that sick crown back there. This one's like your common aquarium. This is all the overland. The things you see every day here and in the plateaus, the red grass. And then finally we have little bulb. They got that bad boy right in the center. I think there's one outside too. I can't remember what it's even called at this point. It's like crown of the sea, jewel of the sea, or whatever. No, dude. Sounds like sounds like Stardew Valley books. Back here, I attempted to build a little dining space. It's got some sick little corner chairs that you can actually walk into. And then, like, the room was just too big. So, over here is, like, where there was going to be, like, a little employee area. And then all this stuff, of course, is, like, worthless. There's no multiplayer, so... What's the point? Oh, I forgot to show off pictures downstairs, but... It's a picture I took of a reef back in the... in the jelly shrooms. Just hanging out in the caves. Don't know how I got down there. And then, you know, if you're like an employee working here, you can walk out back and take smoke break. Out the back here. It's so high above the garden, it's like ridiculous. And up in the front here, I put like a little VIP seating area. This is where the suits meet. No, I have no idea what goes on here, but... There it is, I guess. That's my whole base. And then on the other side, there's just another melon farm. And that's what sort of like the grass is, too. But this is just so when I'm up here, I don't have to jump down to eat. And also, I put some planters around the outside. Same plants that I had, I think, in the little hallway on floor 1. But anyway, that's all my home base. This is the one I started with, the first room I ever built, all the way at the bottom. And then a lot of time I come up here and just jump off the top. I even put a little spot here I could stand to look at the Aurora better. The halo really doesn't show in the daytime at all. I think planters that are built can be seen from far away. But we'll see when we get up there what it actually is. I love that view of the light kind of poking through the clouds. Just a big headlight in the middle of the clouds. Oh, there's my Cyclops too. Wonderful. Yo, I could show off the Cyclops. Like anybody's ever. Nobody's seen a Cyclops inside. But I have it pretty tightly packed in here. I don't know that I've ever seen one so tightly packed. I needed to get a lot of materials a lot of places, and this is the way that I chose to do it, was you load that Cyclops up with as much storage as you can fit it with, baby! I got wall-to-wall racks of everything. And then upstairs is fun. Upstairs I have a couple planters, little poster. I have another photograph. Back home before I had built the sea moths on my Oriole base. And then I have a little chair. Because I feel like it should have come with a chair, no? Like, why is there no captain's chair in the Cyclops, bro? That was so loud and then so quiet. There is another sea moth here, over on that side, which is the lights that you see from far away. So when I come here with this one, I like to take it and put it on this side. And then you have 2 sets of lights. So this is my easy way up. I know that all I have to do is look for my little platform. Normally that's where the prawn suit sits though, so I can walk it out of here. Yeah. All the lights from below in the center. So the beacon is just sitting up on the floating area. And then I build all those between the two observatories that were broken down before. On the left observatory, I've built a way to get into, like, get up to that higher area. So I'll show that now. I like to leave the prawn suit down at the bottom for myself because it's so much easier to take it to the top than it is to walk on foot, but right. So over there you can see the way that I take the prawn suit around to get up. And maybe I'll show that later on when I go to leave here. The Sky Castle base, I wanted to make it a lot like more filled in,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
but it just started to become such a big project that it was like, what's the point? Because like I said, the game wasn't multiplayer. This game isn't multiplayer, period. So this is a little sleeping space, little battery charge station and things. Keep charged up when I'm out here. Way away from the life pod. If you walk out the other way, you get to the jumping platforms. But I don't want to risk falling for the first time seeing it, so I'm going to take the easy way. It's way cooler with the prawn suit. But yeah, so there's like a little platform challenge. If you want to try to be a hero and get all the way over across from mountaintop to mountaintop. All that led me to build this humongous structure that I call the Sky Castle. Down here's a way that you can fall and kind of just still be safe. And I just thought it rounded out the build a little bit cooler to have more hollows. I don't think you can see... That's something I forgot to mention. You can't see holographic foundations from far away, but you can see holographic grow beds. The exterior grow beds when they're placed. Here's my little beacon though, just sitting in the middle of the planter. I brought a bunch of old marblemelons, bunch of old plants. Planned on growing them, never did. That's what happens, man. These projects just sit, you know? This big empty space, dude, this could have been so good. I mean, yeah, this has got some space to it for sure.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Yeah, I know, right? So I guess it's worth showing off. Here at the base of the Aurora, in the crash site, on the left side is where I originally built to get atop the Aurora. The way that you do it is you build a room, you build a hatch on the top of that room, and beside that you're going to be building a long tube upward. So we'll actually see that on the other side, but here we still have like the remnants. So not much is left here, but the reason I left this room is because it's actually still connected to the base up at the top for power. So I don't know where all of the power generation is now, but I think there should be like, oh no, there's not even a solar panel here. So there's no way the power is coming from down here at all. But yeah, I guess that's a good way to show it. There's no power connected to this anywhere because it's connected from the top of the Aurora. Ooh, the Aurora is so inky. It's so inky black here. Ooh. And then here's the entrance to the top of the Aurora. So there's a landmass right here. Oh. And you can see as I get close to it, it just starts to render in real slowly. As much as it can. Anyway, it's very tall. Obviously. It goes up to the top of the ship. So let's check that out.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I don't need any melons right now. Here was some extra storage for things like quartz and titanium that I used to build the structure, which has still got some of the everlasting titanium sources. And then here we are. It's just one little ladder. One little ladder gets you all the way up here, you know? So I put windows all around because it was kind of freaky. Right at daybreak, we're coming up to the top of the Aurora. So we can see the halo now up close. The aureole. Alright. And then we make our walk up to the Aurora, up to the center and the halo. I guess we're at the Aurora now. Just spots you have to jump to get over invisible collision. Now this is interesting. You can see really deep down inside of here, but it's not actually that deep at all. It kind of does the opposite of what you think. So you can stand up here and see a lot of freaky stuff. Hey, and we got, how cool. We got an eclipse right here on stream. Nice, gnarly, love that. So the base itself here is not very big. It's more the structure itself that's huge. And here I'll show you how to get into that. I built it hidden up under, inside of the stuff that has no collision. And so that's like when you come into this room, there's just literally a piece of that jutted inside of the wall. And now that put us all the way up at the top. So that's quite a fall. It doesn't kill you. I'll actually just do it right now. It's not like a super big deal though. If you do it about 3 times, you'll die, but you can handle 1 or 2 of those falls. We are at the kind of like broken dorsal fin of the Aurora. And that's where I've built a lot of, these are just hologram foundations. Hologram foundations used to show up from far away, but I don't think they do anymore. But all planters show up, whether they're holograms or fully built. So you can see the dark and light planters in the night sky, or the day sky, I guess. That's it is what's around the top there. They're separate little planters in the cardinal directions and between them. Can't see all of them from this vantage point, but they're all there. And then this is all just kind of like you can use as a guide to walk up. It's really messy looking up close, but it looks a lot better far away. These are just more hollow foundations, and they're kind of a guide to where the floor is, because it's really messy here. Gets to the point where you'll just slip and fall off because it gets so steep. But it's also surprisingly walkable. I mean, like so walkable for what it looks like from far away. You can just actually get around all of it. So this is the aureole. In the center of the halo, there's a tiny little,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
a bit of a crashed spaceship in itself. At the bottom here, it's just the basics. And then there's 2 ways to get up. This is the main way. We'll go the other way first. I built it in a unique kind of fashion here, where the sleeping room has a separate entrance than the main chambers up there. The sleeping chamber here, I got the prawn suit. One of the prawn suit posters. Just looking out over the halo all around us in every direction. And that's cool. That's a fun view. This will take us back outside to actually walk the halo. So this part is... This is the level that the halo is all built on. And then if we go down inside of here, we'll get a level above where the halo is built. Well, a couple levels it looks like. And this is just like a little food room with a nice little desk set up. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot the hollow dome, dude. I'm such a fan of just not building my base parts all the way and just leaving them how they look because it's cool. So this is the halo that I built atop the Aurora. So here's what the actual build looks like. Little food stops along the way. This is the northeastern edge of the build. So there's no sea moth here. But if we walk treacherously along the entire build, we will find a sea moth. There we go. So this is the northern edge. And this is where our northern seamoth is. Oh, they're just called seamoth seamoth. Hear me out. You can't pull a seamoth into the moon pool to rename it if you just throw it down. The way that you can do this is by throwing down your, what is that thing called? Mobile vehicle bay? There's a way that you can throw down the mobile vehicle bay and then it's like usable on dry land. But I think you had to have not used it on the ground yet or something. All I know is this took so many tries to get these generally pointed in the right directions. This one's pointed a little more straight because it was the one that you could actually see from my home base, but even then, it's the best that I could do at the time. Probably if I brought a prawn suit up here, which would also be just like work. That'd be so hard. I think, well, actually, if you can deploy it from the vehicle bay, I'm set. Which I assume that's how you do. So I mean, I could get a prawn suit for the Oriole, but I would have to save it, and then if it fell off, I would have to reload because you can't get a prawn suit up here, I don't think, since I used like ladders. But anyway, that's the scope of what I've built, I guess, is those couple areas and this big ass halo. And yeah, I just wanted wanted some sea moths. That way I could look up at the sky and know kind of where I was at really easily if I happen to be surface level. Thanks for tuning in. These have been my favorite Subnautica builds. All of my landlubber builds here above the surface. Here's my halo on top of the Aurora. This has been Game Nat, showing off my Subnautica bases. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to end it with a little walk out here to see if I built anything.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching, folks. Have a good